Want to turn your passion for drawing into a full-time career? Discover our courses at Brushcamp where you become a master in the realm of digital painting. Brushcamp offers tons of similar courses in illustration, 2D, 3D design. Level up your creativity with free knowledge and courses. Visit brushcamp.com today and explore endless possibilities.
Hi guys, today we will learn about how to use colors in the most basic way. With Photoshop, I will use a color palette called Color Picker, which is the palette over here. We will pick a color here to paint. If not, you can click here and it will bring up a color picker table for you, and you can choose the color to paint. The important thing here is how we grasp and understand how to use the color picker panel, so that we can choose the color we want. With color, we will need to grasp the three elements of a color. The first is value. Value is the color shade. This means that the higher the color goes, the brighter it is. And the farther down the color goes, the darker it is. When I choose these colors that I circled, if I choose the color above, its color will be brighter. And if I choose the color below, it will be darker. I'll take an example. The color above is bright, right? If you choose the color below, it will definitely darken. It's about value, light or dark color shade. Next, what we need to know is saturation. Saturation is the level of intensity of a color. We need to know whether the color is bright color or muted color. If you go to the right, the color will be brighter. But if you go to the left, the color will be muted, meaning it's less bright. For example, in this color picker palette, if I drag over here, the color will be brighter. It's bright. Bright here means that even if you choose a color with high intensity, it will still be bright. For example, this color is high intensity, but if it is not bright, it becomes a color like this, a dull color. We can no longer see purple clearly. Or this color. It is also the same color. If you drag it horizontally, its color does not change, but it will change in brightness. It's the same color, but it's less bright. If it's not bright, the color will be dull like this. Like if we added white and black. On the right side, it's like we mixed it with its original color. For example, here I am using a purple one. Press L, make a selection and press delete. Ctrl D to exit the command. And the last element of color we need to know is hue. Hue is the color pigment. This means that the color palette has many colors. 7 colors of the rainbow. Then we need to know what color it is. For example, is it red or orange or lime? Or green, blue or violet, something like that. That's called hue. So these three values will help us draw colors. What should I do to divide this into 4 parts? So this is a way to help you estimate what range your color will be in when you paint. Here I will have 4, so what do these parts mean? Box number 1 will include bright colors but no bright. Cell 1 is light colors. But it's not bright, it's dull colors. It means light color but without bright, it's just dull. Because it's in the left box, right? The second box will also be light colors. But it will be bright colors. Next is box 3. These will be dark colors. And dull. It doesn't have bright. And the last box is also dark colors. But its color is bright. Colors are only available within these 4 areas. As for this middle area, we can estimate it. So it's about 50-50 in the middle here. Then the color palette will have 4 areas like this. So now I will test to see if we see any color. How we will handle it. Then we will understand. For example, with this color, we need to know what color its hue is. Let me adjust this bar to the correct position first. This yellow color does not go past orange, red, yellow, but it will lie in the middle here. I will select that box. You see it's the same color, right? I chose the color here. Regarding the brightness, I think it's bright, not dark. Looking at this color picker is a bit dark. I will drag it to brighten it up. Drag it up to make it lighter, like this. When you pick it up, you can see that it's almost right. We need to know its value, which is how light or dark its color is. So one of the ways we can check the value is to press Ctrl+Y. But of course it doesn't show up. Why? Because we need to make a little adjustment. Go to View, go to Proof Setup. Click on Custom. It will display this panel, At Device to Stimulate. You will select the item above as working gray, gain 20%. Click OK and then press Ctrl+Y. And it will turn to black and white for you to see easily. Even though it has changed to black and white, when choosing color, we can still choose that yellow color. That means it checks the color for us to see easily. Press Ctrl+Y again. Do it in such a way that we can easily operate. Or you can paint next to this color. So let's look at these two colors. I got the value which is almost correct. Next we will adjust the value a little more carefully. The value of this color is a bit brighter. So now I will darken it a bit. Pay attention to the cursor, drag it down a bit. Paint in it. Now you can see that these two colors are almost the same. Press Ctrl+Y to check. You see, the two colors seem to be equal. Then when its value is okay, we will do the next step. The first step value is fine. Once the value is okay, we will move to saturation. We need a brighter color, so we'll drag this to the right. Remains horizontal, meaning it doesn't change in color, but it does change in brightness. Like this. You can see that maybe it's because we chose a slightly yellow hue. Let me move it a bit to orange. This is ours. Let it darken a little more. And then we have the right color for the color we want. You see that? We will choose the right color and then we start mixing. So what happens when I pick this color? Look here, then we will use this view to give us. Remember so that later when painting, you will know which area you want to select this color quickly. So you see that I estimate that it will lie around this middle axis, right? So it will be in box number 2 and near the middle axis. The middle axis is where the less bright and more bright sides are divided. Then you see that it is located a little higher than the middle axis. It is located in this range. It will be around this range. So now, for example, let's pick a color quickly. You will know that first the picker will be in the middle. It's in the middle and then you'll know it's in this range. So now I'm going to pick the color a little higher in this range. When you fill it in, the probability of being correct will be high. You see, the color is almost the same. Its probability will be more approximate. That's a way to help us remember colors. For example, if an object has this color, we know that this color will belong to the bright and light color areas, located near the middle axis. That's how we remember colors quickly. Next comes the second color. Neon green, right? This neon green looks quite bright. I will choose hue in this range. And I see that its color is bright. Just paint to compare first. For example here, you can see that the hue is already the same. This one is a bit yellow. The color I chose is a bit yellow, but this color is more neon. So now I can drag this a little higher, like this. Regarding saturation, I see that the value of the color I chose is a bit darker, so we'll lighten it up a bit and paint it. And then we got this color. Like this. Quickly. And remember, this color will be in the second area, high up and also near the middle axis. It will be around here, near the middle. Now I want to quickly pick that color. If you want to quickly pick that color, you will remember that it is in area number 2, but near the center of the middle axis. The color picker will be located in this area. I move it up in area number 2, and it will be lighter in color. So we have chosen that color. We have already picked that color. Continuing with another example. For example, here is a different color. These colors are a bit difficult to see. The color is dark, so it's a bit difficult to see. But we can still see that it's a purple-blue color, right? Drag the hue to blue, somewhere around here. Its saturation is dark, so I will drag it down. And its color is dark, but if I paint it out, we'll see that this color is less bright, right? It proves that we have to drag it more to the left. Let me fill it in. You can see the color after this pick. When the bowl is close and you look closely, what will you see? This color is duller and lighter compared to this color, right? You can press Ctrl+Y to see that. The left side is brighter and the right side is darker. Adjust the saturation properly by brightening it up a bit. It's around here, but you can see that the brightness on the right side will be stronger than the left side. Then drag it to the left to make it less bright. Drag a little bit here, and I see that the color on the right leans towards blue, and the color on the left leans towards purple. So you move it to purple a little bit. Let me fill it in. Move down a bit. Now I have the color I want. Its color will need to darken. In this range, the color belongs to area 3 and it is near the center. If the center is here, it will be nearby, and in area 3, it will be around this range. Then we will remember the colors better. For example, with this color, a brown one like this is probably close to red, right? I will choose hue in the red area like this. This color has dark saturation, so I will drag it down to darker. For example, now I drag the wrong color. Drag it over here and paint on it. You will see that this color is not dark enough. The color on the right is darker than this color. So let's darken it even more, a bit darker. Ctrl+Y to check it out. The color on the right is darker. Pull up a little. And Ctrl+Y, you see, its saturation is almost the same. When switching to color, you will see that these two colors are completely different. But when Ctrl+Y, you will see that the saturation of these two colors is already the same. What is the problem? It lacks brightness. So I just need to drag it across and make it brighter. You can see that it is almost the same color as the one on the right. Our color is darker, so we'll make it a bit lighter. Like this, it will be around this range. That's it. We got the color we wanted. If you are more careful, you zoom in and you will see that the color on the right will be more yellow than on the left. We'll move the hue down a bit. At that time we will be able to choose the color more accurately. Do you understand? Now we will be able to choose the color more accurately. This color will belong to the range of box number 4, right? It's lower and it's dark but bright. We will also choose this purple color first. I see that this color is light, so I will drag it to light. When we paint, we will see the color is quite bright and lighter. I have to reduce the saturation to make it dark at this range. And press Ctrl+Y and you will see that the saturation of these two colors is almost equal. So now we need to reduce the brightness. Drag to the left to reduce brightness. If you reduce the brightness, the color will be very light. So I'll drag it down to darken the color a bit. If the color is too light, pull it down a bit. Its color is almost the same. It will be purple like this. The two colors are almost the same. Press Ctrl+Y and you will see there is no longer much difference, but our color is a bit brighter than this color. So we'll move it over here a bit. Just half of the color selection box. About like this. This color is too bright, so reduce it a bit, making it a bit darker. In this range. So we have chosen the color we want. This is the way we mix and match colors. So with the color palette, you can imagine this. This is color wheel. Color wheel. Color wheel is a wheel with colors like this. How can this color wheel help us? It will tell us a color, I call it a. For example, 1 in color. I use bright colors to write. If you want to get to color B from this color, there are only two ways. The first way is to go from here. Second path, it will go from the left, take the further path. It only has these two paths. Then we will know the color scheme, how it will be applied. For example here. If I draw a red sphere like this, if I want it brighter, I drag it brighter. If I want it darker, I drag it darker. But we will encounter a problem that it will be monochromatic. For example, with a block of something red. For example, this is an apple. To make the color more beautiful, for example, if you want it to be brighter, the painter will paint it with a hot color. For example, with this red one, it will be here. Red is right here at A. If we add light, it will produce colors like this. Red. This red example, I'll pick this orange red. If we want brighter colors, we just move the cursor up to get brighter colors, but then it is a monochrome color. The way one draws, one will make it harmonious. For example, on the bright side it will be a warm color. On the dark side it will be a cool color. So this red color, if this color is darker, it will turn to this purple color. Let it darken a bit. If this color is brighter, it will turn a little yellowish orange. Yellow orange or yellow is also fine, because then it will have more color change than if I chose a monochromatic color like above. If I do the same as above, it will be monochrome. Down here it changes color more. It makes the color of the sphere more beautiful. This sphere is the same. When I select the color, I will see that it also appears in hue. Just look at this hue column. Don't need to look at this color palette too much. Do you see? First it's red, then it changes to a cooler purple. In bright areas, it turns orange. I imagine the color wheel is circular. This axis is a vertical axis, but it is actually cut from this one and erected vertically. For example, if it goes all the way down to this red color, it goes back up to purple. It will run in a circle. So you can see that the red color will change to a brighter color. And it will follow this cycle. Turning orange-yellow, you can see the hue also moves. When you go down here, it turns purple. Do you see? Or this sphere, this green in the middle. If you go down to the area below, the shadow area, it changes to cool color. Look here, it moves from here up. As for the bright area, it will move to this color, which is yellow, right? You just need to look at this hue column. You don't need to look at the color palette next to it. It's about color. There's another trick when we paint light and dark areas. When we go to dark areas, we usually choose dark colors but a little bright. If you choose a dark color without bright, it will look like this. It will be black in this area. So remember, when painting dark areas, choose dark colors but must be bright. As for paint in bright areas, the color is a bit less bright. I will do it for you to see. You see this color? Its brightness is here, but in the area below, its brightness is also quite a lot. You can see clearly when you look at this sphere. The color of its brightness area is in the middle. But when you move down to the bottom area, you will see that the brightness of the area below increases. It moves more to the right. Its brightness is reduced. This means its value is reduced, but the brightness is also reduced. It should have moved to this side. That way the paint won't turn black. It will not get black. The color must be bright like this. If it's like this, then it's black. It should have been moved to this side to make the color brighter, so the sphere wouldn't be black. This is what I want to say about the color part. Hopefully after watching this video, you will understand the elements of color. It includes 3 elements: hue, value and saturation. And you know how to handle them. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.